U.S. Attorney Michael Easley and we had a conversation today about the impact that last year's shooting had on Officer Cameron Joyner with the Rocky Mount Police Department, especially with this week being National Police Week and the suspect just sentenced days ago.
When I called up to him, he turned around with a gun and fired several times at me from point blank.
That was the close call Rocky Mount Police Officer Cameron Joyner recalls behind this Rocky Mount shopping center on February 9th of last year.
It was a very scary situation I was in.
Officer Joyner was conducting what he tells me was a routine traffic stop for a report of a stolen vehicle. Moments later, there was a struggle, and then things got out of control.
Officer Joyner's case is nothing short of a miracle.
United States Attorney Michael Easley says the outcome could have been much different when 48-year-old Antonio Wilkins Sr. pulled the trigger within feet of Joyner, as seen here, that bullet striking Joyner's service weapon.
You see on his body cam the defendant level the gun directly at Officer Joyner. Those moments, they happen in an instant.
Took probably was a split second for me to realize, this guy shooting at me, he's trying to kill me.
Joyner is now an investigative sergeant for Rocky Mount PD and says it's a moment he hopes he'll never revisit out in the field. Friday, Wilkins was sentenced to the max, 15 years in federal prison for attempted murder and possession of a firearm as a felon.
Your first time seeing him since that incident?
It was.
How was that?
It was emotional.
Attorney Easley says his office will continue to take these cases aggressively to help stop this type of crime.
I can get the message out that if you level a gun at a law enforcement officer and if you pull the trigger, you better believe you're going to federal prison if there's any way for us to do it.
And in court this past Friday, Officer Joyner tells me he and suspect Wilkins did not directly address each other. Meanwhile, Attorney Easley tells me he hopes more officers here in the state can take part in a program called Valor. It's a resiliency training program that can help officers better deal with the pressures and the weight of this job. We're live in Raleigh tonight. Dwan Hogard, ABC 11 Eyewitness News.